Welcome back to Rock and Ron Garage. Today we're going to continue working on the Mustang engine compartment. I got a few things done, not on camera. Heater hoses, lines for the solenoid, wiring, some ground straps, a couple odds and ends. So we're going to continue today buttoning up on this, getting it one step closer to firing up for the first time since 2010. So here we go. Let's get after it. We're going to do a quick oil change on this thing. Drain the old oil out of it. I don't know how much is in there. And throw some new in it with a new Wix filter. We're going to throw some Valvoline 10W30 in this baby. About 5 good quarts. Add it on to the half quart to 3/4 in the filter. We'll check it all up as it gets run down. I put a little bit on that side first, and then I put it on this side. So that part's done. All right. Now we're going to tackle the distributor. What I want to do is turn the motor over, get it up to number 1, pull the distributor out. I got to prime the oil anyways. I'd like to do that pretty quick. I still got to wire up the electric fan. Oh, we're on top dead center right now. 0. Sure. Sure. Pull the cap off. Let me look at my firing order for a 351 Cleveland. Right there it is. Firing order. 351 Cleveland. Today we have a checklist. The list of what we need to do next going forward. Here we are. We got a checklist made up. Some of the things I've already done off camera. Kind of boring to show you, but we got it. So we're gonna go through it, then we're gonna check off what we've done and work on some more. All the fluids need to be done. Oil, water, trans, and power steering. Just topped off, filled up for what we're gonna use. I got the oil and filter done. That one's done. I changed it, and I actually primed the oil. Hooked it to my drill, backwards, counterclockwise, because that's what this Cleveland does. Primed it up really good. So I done that one. Oil prime's done. I took the distributor and I added a Pertronix electronic ignition to it. So I've done that part. Upgraded it. And I put the coil on it, Pertronix coil on it. So we should be good to go there. So what else do we have? Master cylinder. I got a new master cylinder for the car. And I go to put it on, get it all lined up, bench bled, the hose shot, put it on, got the lines all hooked up and everything, and it leaks. It leaks. Not my fault, but it leaks. Let me scoot you up here. So I went ahead and I bought another one, got it all bench bled, all hooked back up. I still got to bleed the whole system, and I have to adjust the rear brakes, but I'll get to that too. Starter and solenoid wiring. I got the starter from a 95 Mustang, but you guys already know that. Bought one, and the way you got to wire that up on the solenoid, you have to wire it backwards. This part here goes to the big wire of the starter. This side goes to the trigger wire for the starter. And your hot cable goes to here, alternator cable goes to here, so everything will work the way it's supposed to. Found all that online. I did not know it, but I know it now. So the starter wire is done, solenoid wire is done. I went ahead and put the right motor mount bolts in. I didn't even write that down. They're all in and tight. So the wiring, that's this baby right here. Once again, I did not take this car apart. I would have documented the routing of the wires. So I looked it all up online. I got a rough idea where it goes. It goes underneath the radiator, thank God, because it's already mounted. Not that I can't take it off. Comes through the hole here for the headlights. All the solenoid stuff for starting goes over here. I'll have to eliminate a bunch of that because I'm not running the voltage regulator, because I have a one-wire alternator. Make our way over here for the wiring. This was that big old glob of harness that was hanging over the car when I painted it. Got to figure out where this stuff goes. I believe it adapts and goes maybe to the coil, distributor, maybe the old alternator. I got to check all that out. I got the diagrams for it. I did get this hooked up, so we have wipers. Got to route it all through here. I believe it comes up across the top. If not, I'll route it down below. I just got to figure that all out. I have not really addressed it too much. I looked at a lot of pictures online, but we'll get to it. So we got wiring. We got to bleed and adjust the brakes. I bench bled that new master cylinder over there. So it's good. All the lines are ran to the car. I gotta adjust the rears just so when I start bleeding, when I'm done with it, it'll be all ready to go. I have a power bleeder I'll hook to the master cylinder. Has a reservoir in it with brake fluid. Pump it up, then I can do it all by myself. Not that Bev won't help me, it's just she wants union pay, and I can't do that. I can't. She does good quality work, but I just can't. It's not in the budget. So I'll have to be a one-man show on that. Bleeding and adjust the brakes. Carb install. Done. That carburetor came with the car. It's a Holley 4160. I believe from the numbers I looked up on it, it was a 600 CFM. It was brand new. Brand new. Never had fuel ran through it. So I went through it, cleaned it all up, put the caps on the vacuum lines because I don't know which ones I'm using yet. Here's the fuel line. I have to put an inline fuel filter here, which I will put that on the list, unless it's already on. Fuel line the carb, we'll just add filter. Boom, slash filter. So we got the carb installed. It's not complete, but we'll get there. Fuel line to carb with filter. I have one, I'll put that in there. We'll get it all clamped up, get it out of the way. Like I said, distributor's installed. It's lined up. When it comes to timing, I gotta get it all done. Gotta do the wiring to the coil, to the starter, the key switch, and all that stuff. Trans seal. The reason I have that on there is because I had to go out and buy one. Brand new for a C6. I destroyed the one that was in the trans trying to get my slip yoke to work. According to the internet, the FMX and the C6 takes the same slip yoke, 31 spline style yoke. So I figured, okay, I'll take the one out of the FMX and put it in there. I go to put it in, it only goes in an inch. So I'm like, well, what the heck? So I look into it, can't get it, figured I'd move the shaft around a little bit. Nope, it won't go in. It goes in about 1 inch and stops. I know it has to go in farther than that. So I popped the trans seal out to look at it with the light. Of course, you destroy them when you take them out. At least I do. And it has that repair sleeve in the tail shaft. Well, that's what this was hitting. That repair sleeve. So I'm like, man, that's crazy. Tried moving it around. Nope, it won't go in. Bought a new pinion online for a C6. Same length, same U-joint. Go to put it in. It hits. Same spot, another inch. Next day, called TCI. Said, hey, what's the deal with this yoke? Well, you got to buy one for a C6 because the FMX is different, which the internet says that it's not, but whatever. It's their trans, they built it. The new one didn't work either. So what I did is I took this one to a machine shop, had it machined down 10 thousandths. Bink, went right in. So that's all I have to say about that. That's the reason I have the new transmission output shaft seal on the list. So now I can get my drive shaft made. But I have not put the seal in yet. So that's the reason for that. Pinion yoke. I looked underneath the car at the rear end and it's got fluid coming out of the yoke. I'm sure it's from sitting. You know, over time these seals dry out, shrink, whatever. Car ain't been ran since, as far as I know, 2010, maybe even longer. But I gotta buy one of those. I haven't bought it yet. It's for a 4.9 inch. Trans line. Another one of my mess ups. Over time you'll see I do it a lot. The rear trans line on this transmission, I had it all hooked up. You guys see in the video. All new lines from inline tube coming out. Well, when I was redoing the transmission mounts, putting the bolts in and stuff, I had to jack up the trans. So I undid the trans mount bolts, jacked it up. When I did that, one of the lines pressed up against the trans tunnel, cocked it, and now it's slowly leaking. So I bought some 45s to screw into the trans to put a new piece of line in there, and I'll compression fitting it together. I don't like to do that, but I have to, because I am not running that line all the way through again. That's crazy. Plug wires, got them, got to put them on. The plugs are already in the car. Electric fan. I have a temp probe that goes into the fan. I got to wire up with relays, hooked to key on and power to this electric fan to get it going. I've done it on the Galaxy. I did it on the Maverick. I did it on my Firebird. So I like doing that. That's pretty good. E-brake line. I have them. I got it. I think I have to get the connection from inside the car to the rear emergency brakes. I have to research that, but I'll get it. That shouldn't be that crazy. Vacuum lines. I just got to figure out what vacuum lines I need to run for the vacuum advance, modulator line, and anything else I need to do. I believe I got to run lines to that ram air. So I got to do some research on that, but that ain't no big deal. Ain't no hill for a climber. Alternator wiring. All new cables for the alternator, the one wire alternator, grounds and all that, done. You can take that off the list. That is done. So we have a lot of things to do. I don't mean to take up all your time, but I had to explain all this, especially that trans seal. It was crazy. So we're gonna work on a few small things. Like the last video said, we're gonna eat this elephant one bite at a time. But we're getting really close to firing this bad boy up for the first time in 15 years, maybe even 16, 17, I'm not sure. But we're really close. So let's get something done. I'll let you watch this time. All right. All right, quick update. I've done a few things. Didn't record them, but that's okay. Got this vacuum canister on. Got that emissions canister on. Heater hose valve. Carburetor's on. Let's see what else. I just set a breather on there. Got a couple ground straps. Got the horns on. I got the washer bottle I got to put right here. That is over there. And then I'll put my overflow somewhere in the vicinity of this area. So we'll do that, and then we're gonna go and I'm gonna pop the master cylinder cap off, and we're gonna bleed the brakes. I have this pressure bleeder that I've used on a few of my vehicles, the ones that I have the adapter for the master cylinder, and it really works good. You fill it up with fluid, put the cap on, chain it up, tighten it up, pump it, pump it, pump it, and then you can go to each bleeder and one-man bleed. Motive Products Power Bleeder. When it comes time, I'll get her all hooked up and show you how it works. I got the washer fluid bottle here. I'm gonna get it cleaned up the best I can, get it mounted. So let's see if we can figure this out where this thing goes. You got one bolt here, one bolt here. There we go. That one. That one. Done. All right, moving on. This is the adapter for the Motive Products pressure bleeder. This thing works great. It works mainly on these style master cylinders. The cast. The plastic, I believe, take a different one. I know I have two different styles. The key is, see the two holes to get them over? Both sides, both ends, both reservoirs. And now here's the fun part. Let me move this stuff out of the way. Get it snugged up. Since I scooted it over, snug it up on both sides. Let's try that. Let me take a look at it. Here's the power bleeder. And I have my other adapter on it. I got to unbolt that, bolt it to there. All right, after a brief delay, I don't know if it's caught on camera, but this fitting right here was broke and it sprayed brake fluid all over everything, all my painted surfaces. So right now, we're gonna try it again. We got 10 pounds. See it? We'll go to 20. And lock it in. All right. It's not bleeding down. So now we can go. You'll come with me. There you go. Put my fat head up in here. Hopefully I'm not blocking you. There it comes. Okay. Let me go in there and check the pressure. I said, let me go check. I can't even talk. Let me go check the pressure. We only dropped a couple. That's okay. We're doing good. Correct? It's nothing but straight fluid. Put the snugs on her. Tighten it up. Here we go. I'll put this thing inside here. Crack it loose. Watch the bubbles. Get my big old melon in there. Let's try to keep it a little bit clean. Crack it loose. I said, crack it loose. Let's see any more bubble. Oh, there's a bubble. It's a bubbling. Let me snug that now. Be right back. Check the pressure on the tank. We're doing good. I believe that's good enough. And I've made one heck of a mess. God, what a mess. Should have put a hose down into a jar. Front. I need to find some type of jar. Yeah, and like a little sponsorship. This is the way you're supposed to do it, so you don't make a mess. Of course, I can't put it on there because my hands are so slippery. There we go. There we go. Okay. Check the pressure. Still got it. Try it again. I don't know if you can see that hose. I think you can. Watch for air bubbles. All right, snug. About 20 pounds. Let me get this. Try to slide this on without bumping you guys. Oh, you sucker. There we go. Put it down in there. Yeah, see? We had a lot of setbacks. So I'm gonna crack this air line loose. This pressure, I mean. Air it all back out. And pop it off. Look at that. Look at a rag. Me? I think this way works fine. There you go. Put that baby on. Ain't gotta remind me. Here we go. Locked. Open it up. Quick touch on the old pedal. Lock the door. Feels good. It was rough, but we got it. Power bled. I'll mind that grease spot. I have to adjust those a little bit. Put the wheels back on. They are bled. Good deal, all new lines. So we're rocking and rolling. Okay, we're gonna wrap this video up today with a recap of what we accomplished. So this is the checklist. I haven't done none of the fluids yet. No big deal. The wiring still got to be finished. The fuel line to the carb with the filter, I got that. I got the pinion yoke seal now. They just ain't installed. Plug wires I have. The electric fan temp sender I have. E-brake cable I don't. Vacuum lines I have a couple, but I don't have them all. I gotta wait till I install the ram air air filter, breather. Hood hinges, I got them, I just got to put them on. So other than that, once the wiring's done and I put all the fluids in, plug wires, hook the distributor up to the coil, coil to the starter, solenoid, put a battery in it, check everything. I believe she'll be ready to rock and roll. I got that transmission line fixed. You've seen that. I got the measurements for the drive shaft. Brakes are bled, we know that. Everything's pretty much installed to make it run. It's got full oil in it. New filter. I gotta put that inline fuel filter in there. I gotta run the line from here all the way over to where it goes into the fuel pump down there. That's nothing, I have that. But other than that, we got some parts in. There's the pinion seal, got some manifold studs, got multiple fuel filters. I'm just gonna use one. There's that temperature probe for the radiator, new radiator cap, a PVC oil filter gauge, spark plugs. Yeah, there's the hood latch. I got the hinges down underneath. So we're getting there. We are getting there. So I'm gonna sign off here. Rockin' Ron Garage. Let's try this side. I'll see you guys next time, and you never know, it might be running. We'll see. Thanks for watching.
Good.